Hello everyone, my name is Shadow, and I'll be your entertainer this evening. We're going to be playing some more of Strange Antiquities today, and hopefully maybe finally figuring out what the heck is going on with all those people getting cursed. So let's hop in and figure out what's going on. Probably not actually going to find out. Probably got about 2 or 3 more episodes of this before we actually find out. Right. So we've got an exploration first. Kind of looks like a grave, maybe? So, see if we've got a graveyard. A church would usually have a graveyard back then, I think. We've also got this new place. Catacombs. Of course those would have graves. So let's see. Is there one sort of shaped like this? This guy's sort of got the shape. I squeeze through a partially collapsed passageway and emerge in a small chamber, glinting in the flickering torchlight. I catch sight of a pendant draped across an old gravestone. Cool. Another thing with 3 gemstones. Fun. So, move the identified things, which I clearly forgot to do last time. That should be everything sorted. Let's call in a customer. Hello, Miss Bader. How's it going? My awakening ceremony takes place at the convent tomorrow. How exciting. I'll need a talon. An Amphibian talon. The League of the Amphibian Heart uses these items as part of its grim initiation rite. They guard their secrets closely, but it's said that they worship the ancient, nameless gods, communing with them via the broken path. Acolytes must press the tip of a talon hard against their cheekbone to the point of drawing blood. They perform this act nightly for 49 days, 7 sevens, after which the scar will forever mark them. Interesting. Let's see what sort of hints we can get. It's clearly something that's going to be able to actually draw blood. And quite likely, based on past experiences, might already have blood on it. But not necessarily. I think we sort of identified that one already. We don't have a lot of sharp-looking objects. This is... Oh, wait. This is the same symbol as is on... Yeah. That's probably it. And Yeah, it does say it's sharp. That's interesting. I thought that was, the witch's finger, is it? Yeah. I wonder if that's this, then. Amphibian talon. The shape of the nail tips match the scarring on the cheek of the person in the sketch. Didn't even think about that. I wasn't entirely looking at the ring on it. Well, we best name it Amphibian talon. We can get red, and I don't know if we have a snake icon. I don't think so. Yeah, this one's fine without an icon. The snake's pretty obvious on its own. Hello, Miss Green. Where's Jupiter? Where is Jupiter? I was looking forward to coming and to say hello to him. I'm working my way through the journal, but it's heavy going. I keep coming back to this series of sketches. Does this mean anything to you? Did it relate to the plinths? Where is Jupiter? I hadn't even... Crazy how good of a cat mom I am. I hadn't even noticed the cat was gone. Replacing an object over a thermic lens. I'm not even sure if I have a thermic lens yet. It's not something I need to identify, it doesn't look like. They do. That's definitely related to this. And that's definitely part of all of that, because that's diurnic fields. That's just my maps. That's puzzle pieces for all this. I'm not hiding anything in here, am I? No. Didn't think so. Hello, Miss Robertson. Come back for that Corvin's Mite, and I'm not taking a no for an answer this time. Okay. Oh. Oh. I want a Corvin's Mite. Either you give it to me or you never see your cat again. Take it to the woods behind Calgar. Okay. Well, we're not leaving Jupiter out to dry. Come on. Where's Calgarth? Calgarth Hall, 25. The woods. That's close enough, says a voice from the shadows. Give me the Corvin's Mite and I'll return your cat. I peer into the gloom, but I can't see anyone among the trees. I hesitate. I should give her what she wants, but then again, I am a thaumaturge. I don't always have to do what people want. Perhaps there's a better way to find out where Jupiter is. What's a diverging hook? A diverging hook is a way to carve thoughts from the mind of another. If done with skill, the third party may have no realization that the thought was ever there at all. But it is all too easy to leave a mind in disarray. Even when approached with care, the unanchored thoughts are easy to lose track of. You have a single gemstone from each of the 3 thaumic branches. So I could do a lot of damage like that. Or I could just hand over the Corvin's Might, which I'm pretty sure I'd already identified. Sometimes called an eagle's gift, is an assassin's tool that makes use of Wisest power. When the warrior queen Corvin was surrounded and close to defeat, a gift came to her from an unlikely source. So that's what this guy was, I'm pretty sure. So I can risk doing damage to her mind, or I can just let her assassinate someone who she is convinced is causing all of these curses and such. Most likely she'll get herself in trouble trying to assassinate someone. It's entirely possible she might hurt Jupiter if I, like, make her go a little crazy. I think that might be our diverging hook. Nope. This is the only other one I seem to have with that sort of composition. So that looks like it's either obsidian, which is stratic, or onyx and noctic. And that one's got 2 different yellow gems. Which is likely Wysick, and I think that was Diurnic. Yeah, Diurnic. Diverging hook. Identified. Identify that? Oops. Okay. I focus my attention on the diverging hook, searching the woman's mind hurriedly for any thought relating to Jupiter. It doesn't take long for her to realize that something's wrong. She steps out from the shadows with an enraged look on her face and lunges at me, causing me to slice wildly with the diverging hook. The feelings of anger flow through the hook into me and scatter. Ooh. She stumbles forward, confused now, and I try again, this time latching on to a swirling image of Jupiter's face. And I cut once more. I learn instantly that Jupiter is safely stowed aboard the Mary Bell, and I back away uncertainly, feeling a complex mixture of anger and pity at the now placid woman in front of me. Aboard the Mary Bell. Well, we know where we're going. Where is that? Mary Bell, 23. Give me back my cat. The Mary Bell is an old paddle steamer that hasn't been in working condition for many years. There's nobody aboard, or nobody that I can see at least, so I climb over the railing and start peering through grimy windows. As I approach the far side of the boat, I hear a desperate crying coming from behind a windowless door. I try the handle, and it opens to reveal an unimpressed cat with mismatched eyes. Jupiter. He springs from his prison into my arms. I hold him tight to my chest, and he rubs my chin with the back of his head, purring in delight. Hi, Jupiter. Good boy. Welcome home. Sorry for forgetting you existed. It has been 3 weeks. Anyways. Hello, Mr. Collins. How can I help you? I think I've been cursed. 2 weeks ago, I was quietly minding my own business in the guilty ram when a stranger came up to me. Interesting. He handed me a book titled The Changes of Dr. Learmonth before leaving. Something about it intrigued me enough to take it home with me. Ever since I read the first page, I've been having terrible nightmares, and they're getting worse. I spoke to Dr. Robertson, and she sent me here. Okay, is this... No, not that. On curses and their effects. Oh. By Dr. Robertson. So I need... nightmares? Oh, wait, no, I saw it. I saw it. Noctic sight. Those suffering from this curse speak of increasingly vivid nightmares. I need something about Noctic sight. Here, Moonstone Guardian. For the banishment of odd sphere and Noctic sight, these tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. I think I've actually identified this already. Because I used it for this thing. I didn't label it, apparently. But I think it was this one. It was either this one or this one. Or it could have been this guy. I think it was this one. It has the moonstone in its belly. Right, because I was trying to figure that out for the plinths, but it was wrong. Unbound, lift a curse. That one should definitely be purple. Should be soft. And that's gonna have a triple goddess. Hello again, Miss Green. Welcome back. It's not much that can unsettle me these days, but I found something at Calgarth Hall that I'd rather I hadn't. Oh, really? In the cellar where they found those two poor girls, I came across a bubbling black mess that was oozing from the rock itself. Seems there's a sickness in Undermere. It's in the earth and the water, and it's spreading. Suppose it falls to me to find out where it's coming from. Well, you could always ask for some help. If it's underground, then underground's where I'll start. See if I can find anything in the catacombs. I realize now that I've been a little careless. I'm getting headaches. I won't go into the catacombs without a sextrum. Alright, what's a sextrum? Protects against insanity in all its forms. These items, like the mind itself, are not well understood. And I'm guessing this image is somehow helpful. Wait, I only get like half of this shelf? That's just mean. Protects against insanity. Don't like how that makes me feel. That does not sound correct. I'm just gonna put that one down there now that we sort of know what it is. Yes, this is the correct time to be rearranging my plants. Why do you ask? Not like there's a customer sitting there waiting on me. Sense of cackling energy flickers in the depths of my mind. That almost feels like something. An unpleasant sensation in the back of my skull. That feels more like it would cause insanity than fix it. What do you think, Jupiter? Perhaps I should consult my gemstone and symbol books. I always forget to do that. Iolite, that's a purple stone, that could be useful. Peace and safety. An anchor between body and mind for kyanite. It's blue or purple for a gemstone, I think. This insanity symbol could be useful. This one doesn't really have symbols, but it's got the blue gemstone. Specifically calls out turquoise instead of blue there. Kyanite is... Okay, so turquoise is going to call aquamarine, not kyanite. Kyanite is specifically blue. I don't have any purple gemstones left. Doesn't look like. So if we're specifically looking at gemstones, we're looking at this guy. Oh, there is a purple gemstone here. Let's check what that symbol is. Oh, that was thunder. Not necessarily helpful here. This one does have the oh, this is the insanity symbol and protection symbols. So that actually might be what we're after. Wonderful. This item features symbols of protection surrounding a symbol of insanity. Give it the insanity symbol. So why not? He tried to use the diverging hook on his partner, as he had done on himself. He could find no part of him that had not been taken over by the infection. His partner's hands ripped at the satchel, tearing it open, and sending the black casket tumbling out. Alright, we've got another Catacombs card. Below a moon that does not shine, there is no mark upon my shrine. In the dark, but not alone, my neighbor bears a cross of stone. This one's more clearly a moon, but not necessarily. That could be wooden. That one's also a moon. That's a cross, but there is no mark upon my shrine, so not these ones that say a date on them. This one has a moon. This guy doesn't have a cross. It could be this one. Yeah, there we go. I find the blank tombstone without too much trouble, but there is nothing else here. Feeling foolish, I begin to make my way back to the surface, when suddenly I see it, tucked away in a natural crack in the wall. Stone totem. This is what I came here for. Well, that's not ominous at all. Morning, Jupiter. Hello, Miss Walpole. Traveled a long way searching for an eye of the forest. Read stories of the drear of old who would hunt in partnership with an eagle, seeing what they see, soaring on the wind. I intend to rekindle this lost custom. Perhaps you know something about it. An Eye of Cernunnos. Known as the Eye of the Forest, these ancient artifacts enable one to enter the minds of lesser creatures. It is alleged that Cernunnos himself wielded an eye. Eyes of Cernunnos are hard to come by. They are powerful and should not be used carelessly. I mean, I don't actually have much to go on there. I certainly feel like it should be this guy because it's an eye. Nothing is just like outright has the symbol of the horned god on it, unfortunately. Yeah, because that would make it too easy. It's definitely an eye sitting here. So it couldn't be that easy. Oh. Oh. Hello. Using the index of the book, I can find a sketch of him holding one of these. And jade hints at the connection to the natural world. Yes, because that is very clear. That is so very clear. versus the literal eye, you know. Oh, hello, Mr. Schaefer. I was expecting to talk with Verona Green this morning, but she wasn't at home. Oh dear. Unusual for her. I hope she's okay. Okay. If you can spare the time, we'd appreciate your help. There's something unusual at our house. Can't miss us. We're the only detached house on Ruskin. Warmest regards, Mrs. R. Green. The only detached house on Ruskin. There's Ruskin. Ruskin Street, the only detached house there. I'm greeted by a tired-looking, middle-aged woman who immediately offers me tea. I gratefully accept, enjoying the social ritual before we meander towards the point of my visit. She leads me up the stairs and into the attic. A single small window does little to dispel the gloom, but our eyes slowly adjust. Then we hear the voices. At first, I think it's the house creaking in the wind, soft, murmuring groans that seem to come from the walls themselves. But then I start to feel as though the conversation is happening too. Too quiet to make any sense of. And this one could be a curse. Let's just rule that out because there aren't many of these. Yeah, it's not that. Hearing charm. Simple trinket that amplifies sounds, while generally used by the hard of hearing. They're a curiosity that can be enjoyed by young and old alike. And I've already identified it, so hopefully yeah. With the hearing charm, I suddenly find myself able to pick up every small sound without difficulty. The whispered voices become clearer, and my heart beats fast as I hear what they're saying. They're discussing a section of the wall where some of the bricks are loose. Carefully, I pull them away to reveal a small cavity. Inside, to my horror, is a human skull, its dark eyes staring lifelessly back at me. At the insistence of the voices, I reach inside the cavity, and my hand closes around an unusual-looking item. Immediately, the voices fall silent, and my heightened senses are left with the whooshing drumbeat of my blood being pumped around my body. Ooh. That's cool. Hello, Mr. Pierce. How can I help you? My father's sword has a space in the hilt where a shimmer should go, but he sold it to buy whiskey a long time ago. Oof. For whatever reason, he never did sell the sword itself. I wanted to restore it to its former glory. Well, let's see what we can do about that. A shimmer. These belong to a series of objects that were designed to slot into armor or weaponry. They induce calm rage in the face of the unimaginable horrors of battle, allowing the bearer to stay one step ahead. The Knight of Thorns famously wore a shimmer on his chest plate, but it didn't save him from being slain in the Battle of Fell of 1356. I think I recognize some of those symbols. And this guy. It says it needs a calm rage, though. It's not quite the same symbols. Looks like it's got some gems. It should be something we should be able to feel. Calm rage. I doubt it's this. Should be relatively small. It needs to fit into armor or sword. I don't like how this makes me feel. That's an interesting one. Usually the pictures are a lot more helpful once you're done with them, though. Knight of Thorns. This does look like thorns. It's not that. I think that's the witch's finger. Fire and Fury, that's gonna be... That makes sense, I think. Obsidian could be. And Topaz, so strength. That could be obsidian, but I don't think that's topaz. Yeah, 2 orange. Protection and enveloping night, that could do. Something that looks like it could fit in the slot in the sketch. Okay, so I'm not looking for something that's in here, but something that could fit. Maybe this. It's got black and yellowy orange. So that's the topaz and the obsidian. And that's malachite. What's malachite got? That's the other direction. Malachite, fourth eye, a stone of sight. That could do. Foresight for staying one step ahead. That makes sense. What was it called? Shimmer. I think we'll give it the eye for the foresight thing. I work in the steel mill in Keswick, and I don't think there's a one of us who hasn't suffered a nasty burn. Do you have anything that can protect against that sort of thing? Maybe. Guessing this isn't going to be a curse. No, I don't need to look at the candle, thank you. I'm honestly not sure what I'm looking for here. Could go for the burning blood thing, but I don't think that's what he needs. Made from basilisk scales, a material known to endure intense heat, these unusual objects can permit the bearer to withstand fire and flame, and remain unharmed. They do not, however, offer protection against the deadly basilisk itself. Huh. That could be it. So something with basilisk scales. That's sort of the shape. Nothing else seems to be made of scales. Let's look at the gemstones. Need an orange gemstone. Obsidian, fire and fury makes sense. Amber, sunstone, fire and light. But yeah, that makes sense. The Cyrene ward. Thanks. My wife will be relieved. I found this down on the side of the counter here just now while I was waiting. Don't know if it's anything important or not. Probably. Thanks, dude. That's all of them. Now I just need to figure out where the heck they go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I could brute force it. But there's probably going to be some sort of guidance somewhere. I doubt it goes right next to itself. But yeah, there's probably going to be some guidance later. That's what happened in Strange Horticulture. Anyway, next customer. Hello, Miss Bell. Welcome back. Judgment is coming. You worship the warrior not out of love, but because he is powerful. Okay, then. Because he demands our fear. What use is a god you are not afraid of? Those of us who have read Bulgar's teachings have known about the prophecy for a long time, and now the casket will finally be opened. Oh, so you know what's going on. It contains his final lesson for those who will not kneel. It contains his retribution against the sinful. It contains his divine rage. My preparations are underway to celebrate his wrath and prove our diva's devotion. For now, a veiled fen is all I require. Well, as long as you're not hurting anyone. The veiled fen is brightly colored in the light, but it clouds over in after a short period in total darkness. It can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Oh, darkness chamber. Okay. How about you? You're in the light now. Welcome to the darkness. I don't know how long I have to leave them in darkness. Nope, not that one. I'm guessing this guy maybe, actually. It gives off light, though. It's like it's in light. And now it's in dark. Is it going to cloud over? Is it going to darken itself? Nope, it's still a source of light. Do I have to do this with all of my artifacts right now? Seems like it. I don't even know if this is going to be effective on whatever it is. It did! It did! It did! I wasn't expecting it to be that one. But it did. It worked. So that's what the eye does. Oh. Oh, the eye is an ominous thing. Oh no. I don't remember how I spelled it. What was it? It was PH. Okay. Don't worry, I won't leave you in the darkness there. It's just for testing. Need to rearrange some of my storage, though. Some of it's getting pretty crowded on the top shelf there. Good Jupiter. The two men fought as the heavens opened up and lightning flashed across the night. One man wrested the casket from the other's grasp and leaped astride his horse, galloping off into the cold, wet darkness. Eh? Oh, that's on the main map, I think. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I hate that. Okay. So I have to find 3 of these places and then triangulate them? Oh, I hate that. Why would you do this to me? Oh, goodness. I like the Catacombs ones better. Okay, this one should be a little easier to find, I hope, because it's a little separated from everyone else, maybe? I need a house that's kind of separate from everyone. But only sort of. It is this shape. But the places near it aren't correct. I know from experience, if I don't find this, I'm not gonna have the right artifact for someone today. Maybe if I look for that weird alleyway at the top first. So that's a pretty particular shape. Yeah, here we go. It's got that weird sort of house with a gap in it. So the twinnings is the top thing, I think. And then that's the bottom corner thing. And that looks like the left one. So then I need the middle of all of that, which is sort of here-ish. When I draw back the curtain, I am unable to control my exclamation of horror. Behind the dark red velvet is a silent, squirming, seething mass of eyes, all shiny and wet and alive. Fear takes hold before my mind catches up, and I understand what I'm looking at. And when I do, I realize it's looking right back at me. The object I'm looking for sits on a small shelf below the eyes, and the eyes watch as I snatch it and get out of there as fast as I can. Well then. Just casually committing theft from a weird eldritch entity. Hi, Miss Barrington. How can I help you? I think we finally located the wreck of the Orion out in the lake. Sadly, our funding has run out and we can't afford expensive diving equipment. But we put our heads together and wondered if there was another way. You are our last hope. Something for breathing underwater, huh? An ascus allows the bearer to breathe underwater. The sensation is said to be most unusual since it requires one not to breathe at all. Ugh. Those that use an ascus for extended periods sometimes forget to breathe once they are back on dry land, and subsequently pass out. That's not ideal. The core of the item is cold to the touch, but the ring, sometimes called the halo, stays warm. I know I've found that a few times now. Okay, that's entirely cold. Hard and cool form. Don't think that's it. It could be. Just said ring, it didn't say it had to be around the core. Spoiler. Actually, it's probably this then. So that's a cool and smooth core and then a surprisingly warm ring. Probably looking at this. Ascus identified. Don't forget to breathe. Once you're back out of the water, that is. And let's do the water symbol, which should be this one. and move you to the labeled section. Man, what a stormy day. Good kitty. Hello, Miss Hardwick. How can I help you? I'm close, but I need more power. I need St. Cedric's thunder, and quickly while this storm's raging. You, pulling a Mary Shelley here? Or what? St. Cedric's thunder is used to store the power of a single thunderclap. Alchemists have been trying to harness this power for centuries. There are rumors that some have indeed successfully used it to transmute bare metals into gold. They are placed on the tops of mountains, charge them during storms. Gemstones can be used to prevent the charge from waning over time. Could be amethyst, stone of containment. And jade could be useful. Probably amethyst or jade. Oh, and this has the thunder symbol on it, and it is the amethyst. St. Cedric's Thunder. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Let's see, where's the thunder symbol here? There it is. And purple. Yeah, thunder's a purple color. I'm gonna start putting some of the labeled stuff over there. So we're running out of space. The labeled stuff. And there we go. Now labeled stuff can go down here. We can put more unlabeled stuff over here if we need to. Hello, Miss Robertson. Welcome back. I'm trying to get a hold of an Umbra. Before she vanished, Verona said it might have something to do with my patients. It had almost slipped my mind, but then I remembered that there's one right here in Strange Antiquities. Eli told me himself. He keeps it locked behind a ethereal key. An ethereal key is designed to be hidden from prying eyes. When activated by moving the object in a circular motion, the key is revealed by its gemstone of light. These are rare items and not generally known about outside of Thonic circles. Gemstones of the night power the concealment charm. So I need a gemstone of light and a gemstone of the night. One of those is, I'm pretty sure, onyx, yeah. So black. And gemstone of light, I'm guessing, is topaz, if I remember correctly. Amber. Yellow, anyway. So black. And yellow. We've identified those already, though. Or it, no. This one only has one gemstone. Didn't think so. I could try literally all of them. Would it be something I've already identified? I doubt it. It could be. This one has 3 different gemstones, though, so I don't think that's correct. Could it be the shimmer? I don't think so. Something tells me it's not the pot. Should work out what the symbols around my desk mean. That one's protection. Do you mean these? You mean I need to figure out these? Oh, it got... I think this one's Mars. This is upside down, but it's the masculine symbol. Wish I could just have this. Oh. Wait. Can I? Yes, I can. I can just have that sit open here. Okay. Not that that is necessarily helpful here, I don't think. Got arsenic. Antimony, that's what that's for. And phosphorus. And bismuth. How does that help? What am I missing? I put arsenic here because it's next in the list. That doesn't work for the other ones, though. I do have wooden tokens. I'm not exactly seeing a pattern here, though. Maybe I'm seeing a little bit of a pattern, actually. Okay. I was seeing a pattern, I just wasn't paying any attention to it, apparently. Okay. No, that one needs to stay the way it is. And then those are symbols from the front of this book. Not that I can manipulate it with the book open. That would be too easy. Does it say what kind of... The gemstone of light would be diurnic, so I guess I'll look for that. No, that's in the correct spot. I need that one. And then This guy needs to be at the top. Huh. Okay. So... I don't think that's it. Now it's a key. Okay, so we needed that to make it actually a key. Okay. That took a second. Okay, so now we can do an ombre. Oof. Ombre. These items cause mental fog, the withering of intellect and thought. They are slow to work, requiring several hours to have any effect. Through prolonged use, they can cause the whites of the eyes to turn black and the subject become deeply disoriented. They produce a noctic field. Alright, let's make a noctic field real quick. So that's basically the only key we've got there. That was certainly something. I have been wondering how to unlock that, though. Like this lens thing. I'm not sure how I know if something is producing a noctic field or not. I need to hold it still and see if it's matching. Is that what it's doing? That definitely seems like it's matching. Let's look at one of the other ones to see if it does the same thing. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely not. Okay, so I was doing that wrong. You're not supposed to hold it in a circle. That... I don't think that's the same. Definitely not the same. Sort of an optic field. That is a compass, and I get the feeling it's... Oh, that's interesting. Are you pointing at Jupiter? You're not pointing at Jupiter, you're pointing at one of my other artifacts. It's not the compass. And you also seem to have an optic field. So, it's probably one of these three. Nothing to remark for inner perception on any of them. Do we have anything else from the Umbra? It's slow to work, requiring several hours to take effect. Symbol. Mental fog. There is the insanity symbol. Or confusion. This guy has the confusion symbol, and he was one of them. Let's try him. This item has a symbol of confusion, and it produces an optic field. An Umbra. It's probably locked away for good reason. I probably shouldn't just be giving it out to just about anyone who asks. There it is. Probably lock that back up, quite frankly. Hello, Miss Robertson. Me? You do know me from somewhere. You stole my cat. I don't remember why, but the shop was important somehow. I'm sorry, I know I'm not making much sense. I haven't been myself. I'll leave you be. Okay. That's what you get for stealing my cat. Hello, Mr. Leland. Can I help you? I found some poor soul washed up on the lake shore. An old lady by the sounds of it. Drowned. That's not the worst of it. Her eyes were all black, just like the others. Not taking any chances with the water around here. Take a bones guard. Oh, I forgot to label this one. Alright, let's see. A bones guard. A small item known as a bones guard can be placed in any liquid to render it safe to drink. King Cedric the Meek was well known to be terrified of being poisoned, and so always drank from the same goblet and always placed a bones guard inside. He was stabbed to death in 1203. These objects bear the mark of the antidote. Man. King Cedric. Only mentioned in Bones Guard. Well, at least he wasn't poisoned. Bear the mark of the antidote. There's poison. Well, there's no exact antidote in here. I'm guessing it's some variation on poison. Poison upside down is always a thought. That is way too many symbols for that. Is that one an actual symbol? The 2 lines. I think that is. I don't think that was the poison symbol anyway. Yeah, no, that's a triangle. Smells strongly of linseed. Definitely not that. All right. Gotta move them to the unlabeled shelves. I think this guy's our best option. The symbol resembles the symbol for poison, rendered upside down with a line under it. It can be inferred that this is the mark of the antidote. Yeah, it's a bit of a jump, but it can be inferred. Afraid I can't pay you, but I can offer a trade if you'll accept it. Sure. What you got to trade? A hand and a goblet. Put it over here with our other hand-shaped objects. The rider was lucky. He made it to Back Barrow, found refuge there, and was nursed back to health. He would later discover his left eye was permanently blackened, like his partner's eyes had been. Ah. Oh, I can go either way. Never tried going backwards the first time before. To my left the day, to my right the night. Guessing that's a Catacombs one. I'm curious about this one. Not entirely sure what to do with it yet, though. My left the day, to my right the night. Right here. Except technically the day is on your right and the night is on your left. I find the row of 3 tombs in the upper levels of the catacombs. The cool darkness is strangely calming at times down here, and I sit for a while in contemplation. When I rouse from my thoughts, I look down at my feet and find an item there. Had it been there all along? I never noticed it when I sat down. Good kitty. Yeah, that's not spooky at all. Do you? It jingles. Hello, Mr. Schaefer. I'm hearing a worrying rumor about Verona Green. Uh-oh. You're saying she drowned in the... Oh. 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 I'm actually kind of upset about that one. No, that's just mean. According to family legend, an ancestor of mine hid an item of comic significance in his burial chamber. It's never been found, but not for lack of trying. I was tempted to search for it myself until I learned it was in the Catacombs, in a place known as the Wall of Shields. Perhaps it's better to leave it to those who know what they're doing. Regards, MBM. As I descend further into the catacombs, a strange sensation comes over me. It's not fear, although fear is mixed in with it. With a cold clarity, I know at once what it is. I've entered an area known as the Depths, a place where few have been and fewer have returned from. Not even aliens can clear the air here and render it safe to breathe. But there is a way. Slate miners inhale the vapors produced by a spirit called a wandering shroud. They say it invigorates their senses and stays the mind rot that would otherwise consume them. It would be dangerous to continue exploring without following their lead. Wandering Shroud. Shield, Charm, or Spirit Vault. A Spirit Vault, also known as a coated chamber, is a receptacle used to store a wandering shroud. The interior is lined with a paste made from sulfur, hence the nickname. They're not considered dangerous since shrouds tend to be benign, but on occasion they do not take kindly to being restrained. And the other option is a shield charm. Which has nothing to actually do with it. Faint vibration of the receptacle can be felt when a shroud is within. So I need something that smells like sulfur and vibrates. This definitely smells like sulfur. Doesn't really vibrate though. It's this. It is definitely this. I try to breathe in the vapors from the wandering shroud, but to my horror, I realize that the spirit vault is empty. My vision starts to blur as the cloying air from the depths fills my lungs, and I stagger away in a daze. When at last I reach the surface, I take deep breaths of fresh air, but my lungs ache for some time after. I need to be more careful. I've written to Barton Potter. He will know where to find a wandering shroud. And that's not complete yet because of that. Hello, Miss Irwin. You do not look well. I've done something quite stupid. I went exploring in Heathwood and came across the graves. It was overgrown with dark brambles, so I started to clear them to get a better look at the inscription. And I'm guessing you pricked your finger or something? I wasn't as careful as I should have been. The thorns were thick and menacing, and I scratched my arm on one of them. Yep. Not felt well since. Please help me. I'll do my best. Oh, this does look like black heart. Oh, I need to label. Just leave it like that for now. Lamb's siphon, used to reverse the effects of the Black Heart curse. A skilled hand is required to perform the procedure, drawing the curse from the body over the course of several hours. The instrument is made using the dried seed pod of a sheep snap plant. Easy enough. What was that? Lamb's siphon. Actually, we'll leave that with that color. Thaddeus White. Hello. You don't know me, but it's time I introduced myself. I'm the curator of the Museum of History here in Undermere. Eli and I have a complicated relationship. Don't all siblings? I don't tend to come by the shop much anymore, but I heard he had left town for a few days. I wanted to bring him this, but I know he'd only turn me away without even looking at it. Well, luckily I'm in charge at the moment. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Hello, Miss Green. Jupiter, he's back, yes. Thank goodness you're safe. I was worried about you. I hope my mother is okay, too. I've lost count of the amount of gossip I've heard about her misdeeds over the years. Truth is, when she gets stuck into a mystery, she's been known to disappear for days at a time. In the meantime, I believe I found another clue in the journal. The text directly before this is largely illegible, but I was able to make out a reference to a vault of some kind. Tree-resonant object, lightest first, heavy last. I had never actually made the connection between Verona Green and Simone. That actually makes Verona being dead a lot worse, but... oh boy. I think that's part of this. I honestly don't even know where to start with that. It's another thing with this, I think. But, like, look at this whole collection of items. Where am I even supposed to start with identifying what goes in there? Although, it said something about a vault, so that's definitely part of, one of them is definitely this. We need to keep that in mind. At least. Hello, Miss Robertson. Welcome back. I got a fright when they brought the body of that poor drowned woman to me with those lifeless black eyes. I thought for sure it was Verona at first, but it wasn't. She does look like her. But we're quite certain it's a lady from Hawkstead who went missing a few days ago. There's one thing I can't get out of my head, though. Why would she try and swim across the lake? In the meantime, Verona is still missing. I don't like to use thaumic needles as a rule, but the circumstances are beyond the rulebook. We need answers. Well, as long as Verona's okay. The random nameless NPC can be dead. I don't care. Verona needs to be okay. Thaumic needles are controversial items that are rarely used. They can reach into the mind of the recently deceased to give an impression of their thoughts before they died. Curiously, the weight of these tall items decreases when heated. So... Not quite what I was trying to do there. It's the only source of heat I've really got here, so, you know. Oh, I didn't name this thing. What the heck was that? Some sort of antidote thing. I'm never gonna find it now. It's under poison. I'll be right with you in a second. I just need to fix this bones guard. That's what it was. You're a bones guard. There's no way that's how you spell guard. I always mess up that one part. Okay, back to the thaumic needle. Oh, no. Nope, not like that. I am hoping that this is how you're supposed to figure this out, because otherwise we're gonna be here a minute. I mean, fire creates heat. You would think that that would, you know, count. Did I do this one? I don't remember. It's not that one anyway. I don't think it's gonna be this. It's not that. Sorry about that, Jupiter. Not much weight to decrease there. Let's just pet Jupiter. Keep teasing him with pets and then we don't pet him. That's just not fair. You know, I was really thinking it might be that one. That or this coffin guy. I don't think it's going to be the compass. The compass feels like it has something very specific going on. Please be the compass? Not going to be the compass. If this isn't how we're supposed to figure this out, I don't know. We are down to like only 2 more items. This is... either it's the very last item we haven't checked yet, or ain't a thing. Like, that seems like the best clue that we have. What? I have to figure out the plinth puzzle for this. Yes, I have a clue for the plinths, but like, it's diurnic fields, it's not... Yes, I have a clue for it. Doesn't mean it's... Great, now what? This guy doesn't even have a pattern. Heck. You're not seriously telling me that I need to check every item in my shop. avoid these patterns. So that's the same pattern as that guy. I mean, something with a diurnix seal, I guess. And something made of silver. Does anything actually have that symbol on it? This guy sort of does. It's not making that pattern, though. Yeah, I got that. I got that. That's seriously all you're giving me? Kind of unfortunate, as this is the exact sort of thing that normally tends to turn me off of a puzzle game. It's when I get to the point of, oh, you just need to do this same thing to every single one of almost 100 objects. It's just tedious and kind of meh. There's one that's finally matches the middle design. At least there might only be one of those. Does this actually match? It does. The fact that the first one is like a million different things. And then here's another one that could be the middle one. And another one. And another one. And another one that could be the first. The only actual hint I'm gonna have is the I guess I've got this, sort of. And another one. That one only has two, so it's okay. I mean, unless I'm going about this completely wrong somehow, but this sure seems to be what it wants me to do. And there's another one. Yeah, hey, you know how you've collected like a million different things? I'm gonna give you these patterns that at least half of them fit into. So that's how the game apparently works. And then you have to figure out which ones go on these plinths. This one's got the silver, so hopefully that's just gonna be an easy one. Actually, I think we might have. Yes, okay. Okay. Good lord. I have to put everything away. Nope, that had a name. Okay. So then this is supposed to be the thermic needle, apparently? It, like, gets lighter when it's... yeah. Okay. Goodness. That is... ugh. Okay, but like, you can see how that's frustrating, right? Like, once I was able to find those items and they had the friggin' fields, sure, they were obvious because I knew previous information about them. But I basically had to go through almost my entire library of artifacts to even find those items and know that they classified. Goodness, that was exhausting. Don't get me wrong, it's... the atomic fields are a plenty clever function. But when you don't know if you're looking for things that you've identified or not identified, it gets a bit tedious. Like, half the point of everything is that I can just go into this book and go to the index and find a keyword, or go to the contents and find the name of the thing that they want. Or if they don't know what they want, I can go, oh hey, it looks like you've got a curse. Here's your symptoms. Okay, I'm gonna look up those symptoms in the index. Okay, I know what I'm looking for. I can look it up based on those clues. This was literally just going through every single friggin' thing until I had items that vaguely looked correct. That was a little frustrating. More than a little, quite frankly. Hello again, Miss Bell. People are afraid. Gee, I wonder why. They're right to be, but it's too late for them. They're of no use to us. But you might be. Prove yourself, and perhaps Fulgar will deem you worth saving. I require an object to steady my restless congregation and remind them why I am the one to lead us through this turbulent time. Didn't you, like, just go through your initiation thing? You respect strength and power above all else. Ordnance or Morgan's folly. If ordnance can enhance physical strength or restore strength that has been sapped. They're made of stone or iron. Morgan's Folly. A folly symbol can be revealed to induce a trance-like state in anyone who casts their eye upon it, making them open to suggestibility. Okay, so she's looking for strength. She wants a fortinance. Usually made of stone or iron and take the form of a small totem. Kind of looks like you. And that's the best match I currently have. Okay. The rider's partner was less fortunate. They found his frozen body a week later. Oof. I am marked by Jupiter. By my cat? It's probably another grave. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. So we'll have to figure out which grave is marked by Jupiter next time. Thank you guys for joining me. As always, if you'd like to see any of my previous episodes, they are all uploaded on my YouTube channel at Roanoke VT. And if you'd like to catch this live in the future, it will be on twitch.tv/ShadowRoanokeVT. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time.